Welcome to the Occult Gaming channel with me, your host, Bellar Wright. Welcome everybody to Pumpkin Jack for this Halloween 2024. I hope you guys have been having a good October. Hope you guys have been enjoying life. For this one, I'm going to get right into it. And not only is this Pumpkin Jack by, get this, Nicholas Maisonnier. Again, Nicholas Maisonnier. I just wanted to make sure to put the creator's name in there. I did put the text in one of the episodes, but wanted to make sure you guys heard his name as well. I like to give credit to the people who make the game. And this game was made by one person with some additional help, but for the most part, everything was done by one person. Right now we got the scythe going. We're gonna try out a couple of the scythe's attacks as we go. Has a really good radial attack, as you expect from a scythe. If you guys are Hunter x Hunter fans, go ahead and let me know in the chat below, the comments I should say. This scythe, the radial attack actually reminds me of Kite Scythe from Hunter x Hunter. Kite Scythe had this had an ability which let him attack in a huge sweeping radius, but it limited him in that I believe he couldn't. I think he couldn't jump or something like that. I can't quite remember. I think it limited his movement in some spectacular way. I believe he can only swing it. He can only attack with it once. That I remember. But anyway, this isn't Hunter x Hunter. This is Pumpkin Jack. We're gonna get this Crow Skull here. The first of 20. And this stage is pretty cool. I actually really like this stage. This one is the most reminiscent of Medieval, because you have a literal graveyard, and Medieval had about 2 or 3 different graveyard levels. But even with the music, like everything about this level is like super Medieval. I got Crow Skull 2 here. Really quickly. A little HP. I like this weapon costume combo. I think this makes a little bit of sense. This costume, I believe, is the samurai costume. It could be. This could be the scarecrow costume, but I think it's the samurai costume. The samurai costume and the scarecrow costume are very similar, I believe. Even a wizard. The rule of 3. Crow Skull. The rule of 3 is very vital in just about everything. Comedy, game design. It's very important, seems like. I think some people even instinctively use the rule of 3 in many things that they do. Two more Grimoires. Easy enough, right? These enemies are interesting. I think the optimal way to fight these guys was with the shotgun. I think that's what I eventually end up using against them. But so far I think these guys were the most interesting enemy type to actually fight against. Even though I'm getting wrecked. And in this case, we can use the environment to our advantage to take out the additional skeletons. That's pretty cool. I actually wish there was more stuff like that with the combat to kind of just give it a little bit more interest. Because, you know, with all the moves Pumpkin Jack has, it could be like the combat could have been like action game like. But if it was just a little bit more strategic, that's kind of all I want from it. And the enemies are a bit spongy and they don't require a lot of strategizing to defeat them. So if maybe you could use stuff from the environment to aid, or if the whole game was centered around that gimmick in terms of combat, kind of like the original Soul Reaver. Like you use basic attacks to stun the enemies, but you have to finish them off with your weapon or something in the environment. Like not just the weapon, but like specific weapon-based finishing moves. That would be pretty cool. So right now I'm conserving these breakables for health later, because I'm figuring I'm most likely gonna need health later on. And I don't think I was wrong. I think I did need a little bit of health. I'm leaving this place. Then again, you tend to get teleported, so maybe I won't need it. Yep, and teleport you out. Soundtrack's really good. I believe I forgot that I had just went down this one. Definitely confused. I'm just destroying myself. So what exactly did I want to see down here? Could it be I just forgot? Yeah, I just forgot, literally. This is me realizing I had like a lot of stuff here to shoot to get health back. And this is me remembering that I hadn't gone into this one yet. I think for me the best weapons in the game were the the ghost sword and the gun. Gun's definitely top tier for me. Okay, and we will be teleported out. Pretty sure I did everything here. Yep, gun, rolls, and crow. The gun gives you such a huge area of effect. And it's about as strong as the scythe. Maybe the scythe has a bit of an edge when it comes to attack potency. I did get annihilated by this guy though. But the thing is, I'm also not using the charged shot with the shotgun. Alright, 7 skulls already. That's actually pretty quick for 7 skulls. We're only 12 minutes into the stage. This stage overall took me about an hour and 12 minutes to complete. So we got a lot of skulls very quickly, very early on. But there is a lot more to the stage. Eight skulls in 12 minutes. Yeah, when stuff's like this, it makes you wonder if there's a reason why it's here. But in this case, there is no reason. Okay, this thing's, I guess, you kind of think of it as like a mini boss almost. Not really, it's like an obstacle. It actually reminds me, I wonder if this was inspired by Sonic 2. The boss fight from the what was that stage called? The Aquatic Ruins. Aquatic Ruin Zone, I think that's what it's called. With the totems, the one Robotnik has the totems that shoot the arrows. Kind of reminds me of that, how he kind of goes from one spot to the next and he raises the pillars up like that. I'm a huge Sonic 2 mark. That was the Sonic game I grew up with back in my days. Buddy, no skulls here. The scenery does look nice though. This is some pretty good level design. We're able to see what lies ahead. There are some skulls over there. There's at least one we can see. It looks like we are able to jump over there. Let's look around, see if there's anything else. Or never mind, I guess I've had my fill of that area. I really do like the level design here. Like the upper and lower parts of this dilapidated area. Buddy. I know somebody most likely already modded this, but I would love to have like modern day guns in Dark Souls. I think that'd be so fun. Or Elden Ring, like if you put like a AK-47 in Elden Ring, I would effing love that. The scythe actually is better against this particular boss. I feel like the damage it does. Okay, talking sword. See how the talking sword does for us. No music. I think we're heading into our next chase sequence. And if I recall this one was a little bit annoying. Guess I'm trying to figure out what's next. Guess I was looking for more skulls, but this area is fairly linear. Yeah, the camera for this one is probably the worst out of all the chase sequences. But that's only if you believe you don't have any control over this gargoyle. You actually have full control over this gargoyle here. But yeah, for the most part, the camera doesn't do you favors here in particular. Crashed into everything. Okay, we made it. Barely. With the High Flyer trophy. I believe Darksiders had their trophy was called High Flyer as well. Oh, this guy's an island. Yeah, the sword here, the ghost sword, does as much damage as the scythe, it seems like. Maybe a little bit weaker, but I think they're about the same. Judging from the amount of strikes it looks like it took. Let me guess. There's 3 headstones. These headstones. He didn't say how many. And I can't quite remember how many headstones either. It's actually been I actually recorded this back in January, so it's been 9 months since I last played. So almost a year. Not sure why we have it paused here, but I will go ahead and skip this if it lasts too long. Alright, we're back. So it looks like we have 16 headstones. No rule through this time. Now the range on this, outside of the jumping ground pound attack, is less than the scythe. The scythe does have a bigger range. I'm really curious about the damage. I switched to the sword just for cool factor. Sword looks cool. And like the floating animation here is just super cool. It fits how I want this character to play. I definitely want Pumpkin Jack to be an edgelord. Just 2 more. We got a Headless Jack section as well. Now these puzzles were a little bit more difficult for me because these are memory matching. And I'm not so good at that. I do like the name puns though. It's like Harry Potter, Star Wars, and what was the third thing? Harry Potter, Star Wars. Harry Johnson's hilarious. I think Office, yeah. Harry Potter, yep. There it is, Dwight. Harry Potter, Star Wars, and The Office. That's so random. And Pirates, it looks like. Harry Potter, Star Wars, The Office. And Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, we're lining up their last names. Ain't no rest for the wicked. There's another one after this that's more difficult. More names and stuff, but it's pretty fun. My memory is just awful. Absolutely awful. Looks like I couldn't tell that I had already went down here. My sense of direction is definitely better on playback because I was able to tell that I had went in there. Okay, we got all 16 of our side quest items here. 16 headstones. That's it, Jack. It's all in the wrist. So this section coming up is pretty cool. It's a little bit different, a little bit creative. Or no, never mind. This isn't the section I was thinking about. We aren't there quite yet. Skull number 12. We're about halfway through the video, guys. Well, you'd be able to tell that. Yeah. Sometimes I forget the format. Because we're recording right now, I'm looking at two different screens. I'm doing post commentary, so I'm looking at Audacity, and I'm also looking at the the VLC player. So I'm looking at the video, and I did split this up into two parts, give you some behind the scenes. So right now, I just started the second part about 2 minutes ago at this point. Well, no, about 1 minute and 40 seconds ago at this point. So I started recording late last night, like around 3 in the morning, and I got super tired halfway through, so my voice sounds a little bit different. That's why. It's a new day. Well, technically same day, but much later time, about 8 hours later. Nice and refreshed. Okay, this is our first time interacting with a zip line like this, and I messed it up. you interact with it like you interact with anything else that's glowing. I think those could use a little bit of work too, because sometimes the object, it just doesn't activate when you think it should, or it doesn't provide the prompt when you think it should. I'm noticing that as I'm watching this back, there's a lot of those that I just kind of stand there awkwardly looking at because the button didn't pop up. Okay, got a little bit confused because there's 3 different platforms here. 4 different platforms. This scythe is cool, man. I like the scythe. It's easy to forget how strong that spinning attack is. But it's really, really strong. Alright, got another crow skull. Number 14. Now we have a choice here. Looks like there's a skull just down below. 15. I was just gonna mention that there was probably no reason to check behind that house because they normally don't put skulls that close together. But sometimes they actually do. Just like right there, they were about the same difference as if it would have been a skull behind that house. So, it's good to be paranoid in this game when it comes to the collectibles. Yep. Collectibles are very difficult to kind of pace, in my opinion. This game does a really good job. Sometimes the pace is irregular, it's not always the same, but it doesn't always have to be a regular pace. Irregular can make things interesting as well, making it a little bit unexpected. But also the frequency of the collectibles. This game has a pretty good frequency. Like, you're mostly only collecting the skulls, and there's 20, which is a lot. That can be a lot, but they're paced really well because the levels are a nice length. Levels are pretty well paced in this game. I think Nicholas, the creator of the game, I think he put a lot of effort into the pace. I think there's only like maybe one level that feels a little too long. That might be the level with the horse and carriage, with the witch. That might be the only level I think feels a little too long. This one's pretty long too, but it doesn't feel that long. It feels pretty brisk. And there's a lot to do on this level too. But yeah, interspersed with the skulls, you have like a single gramophone in each level, and that's it. Those are your only collectibles. Besides that, all you're doing is platforming and fighting a couple of enemies. And I'm just kind of marveling at the character designs here. It's pretty cool. And we should have enough here to get another costume, but it looks like I am forgoing that. Maybe I'm finding more interest in exploring at the moment. Alright, got our checkpoint. I think I might just like my costume, or maybe I don't think I have enough skulls. Number 18, we're almost done. Which is a little bit crazy because we got so much more level to do. The Architect of Hell. That's pretty cool character design. So he's made out of like scrolls and gears. That's interesting. I'm just noticing like his limbs. Oh, they're all his bodies. Okay. That's cool. So he's yeah, that's cool. I forgot all about this character. I'm a little bit envious. Three things. What three things? The rule of three. Let's remember that, guys. Seven. Seven's also a very powerful number. Do you know the way? That's kind of a deep cut. Do you know the way? That's pre 2020, right? I think Do You Know the Way was pre 2020. Okay, so no rule of three here. We actually are dealing with the rule of seven, if there is a such thing. If there is such a thing. Now, I said I'm envious because as you go through the years, as I've grown up, they always ask you the question, if you could have any superpower, what superpower would you have? For the longest time, it was always kind of went between like flight and maybe invisibility or something like that, where invincibility usually was up there too. But as I get older, the power I could make the most with is actually duplication. Like a Naruto Shadow Clone situation. I would love that. Okay, so what skin are we gonna get this time? I don't think we can afford anything, can we? Oh, we can afford the Inspector. Or we can wait for the skeleton. Just gonna rock the Inspector for a little bit. And of course, the Inspector... Okay, I would assume we change to the shotgun with the Inspector, but fair enough. But in regards to that superpower discussion, we'll talk about it after we talk to this guy. Abelard. Abelard? His name sounds like mine. This section was actually kind of difficult. Because the camera. Camera is pretty bad here. They're trying to mess you up on purpose here. Thankfully, hitting stuff in this part isn't an instant kill like it is in the horse carriage section, because I do it very often. Pretty sure I don't survive here. But yeah, best superpower for me as a very busy, very distracted adult would be like a Naruto shadow clone duplication. Because for me personally, I'm just like into too much stuff. I'm sure a lot of you guys and gals have the same problem. For me, like I'm for one thing, I'm a gamer. I don't really have time to play games like I want to. For another thing, I like to read books. I have this huge library of books I haven't been able to touch. And there's like TV shows that I'm just like really super behind on that I haven't been able to really indulge in. So that's just like the surface level stuff, but then you have like, I don't know how you guys do it, like how anybody does anything with time, because I got my day job, which takes up so much of my time. Then there's like eating and all that stuff. And which sin is this? Let's see what sin this is. Sin of lust. Okay, so we got the first of 7. And now the gate is closed. We already went through it, so we're heading back. But you got all that stuff. And then you have the stuff that I'm ambitious about. You have like, right now I'm doing the YouTube channel, making strategy guides, and with the gaming content, the entertainment content. And these are false skulls here. So be careful about these skulls as well. You can clearly tell there's a difference between them. Those over there are a purple color. There's a zip line here. Don't get too caught up on the zip line. We're of course going to be zip lining back down once we go all the way down there. Yeah, so we learned the I'm trying to say we learned the long way, but I don't think that's the phrase. We did it the wrong way on the first one, and so we learned from that. And so we won't make the same mistake again unless we accidentally touch the skull. But yeah, just the ambition is to like make YouTube videos, to write books, to learn new skills, to make making YouTube videos and writing books even greater, and then to spend time with like friends and family and stuff, like, and actually do stuff that's not, you know, work, because the stuff I love to do is all work. Make videos, writing books, learning new skills. That's all work. It's fun for me, but it's all work. And then just catching up on entertainment too. So I just would want to split myself at least into like 2 or 3 people. Like split myself into the author and split myself into the gamer. I think that would be helpful. Or maybe just 2 separate but equal me's, like both into the same stuff but with slightly different focuses, you know? So duplication would be awesome. Like even with just like 2 or 3 me's, like I could get so much out of that. But if you have like even more than that, like even 5 is excessive. If I can get 5 or more, like the amount of stuff I can do is like incredible. So that's gonna forever be my answer. Duplication. I would love the power of duplication. Okay, we got the Cinerath. 3 down, 4 to go. And with that said, I'm very curious about what powers you guys would like to see. Very random question on this Pumpkin Jack playthrough, but it kind of fits. Pumpkin Jack has powers himself. Pumpkin Jack has a variety of powers, I would say. Oh, this is cool. So we had to sacrifice a skull to get through here. This crow is mad because we're getting rid of skulls. That's rich. So we got 18 skulls early. And now those skulls are gone. That's interesting. I like that. I forgot all about that. Good combination of enemies here. Got knights and we got whatever. I think they're all knights. One's like a shotgun knight, which is interesting. I think I want to write that concept down. That's actually a really cool character concept. A shotgun knight. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down, guys. Just saying it out loud, even though I saw it, it like changes things. Shotgun knight. Shotgun knight might be a protagonist of something you see in the future. All right, we got our gramophone. Inspector, get down here. But yeah, if you guys see Shotgun Knight in any projects going forward, most likely as a main character. How can Shotgun Knight not be a main character? If you guys see that going forward and you remember this Pumpkin Jack playthrough, give me a shout out on whatever. Because yeah, I think Pumpkin Jack just inspired something really cool right now. And with the title of Shotgun Knight, in terms of that being a character title, it would have to be the title of the whole book, right? You can't have something with a Shotgun Knight in it and not call that story Shotgun Knight. So we're gonna have to check. And I feel like, as cool as this name is, I feel like nobody's ever created anything called Shotgun Knight. So I'm gonna check the copyrights for it, and we might get that copyright. If we might make a book called Shotgun Knight. That might be the next book I make. Anyway, we got the Lord of the Ring names, we got office names. These are looks like these are Back to the Future names as well, because I saw Doc. Tony, Doc, Robin, Samwise, Cartman. Oh, these are also South Park. So the whole name doesn't have to match up, but I believe the last name has to match up. Clark Parker. Tyrion Archer. We got Game of Thrones names. Tyrion and Hodor. Yep, South Park, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Maybe The Office, maybe Back to the Future. Or maybe it's Doctor Who. Not Back to the Future. Just Eric Cartman in total. Stanley Fragger. Stanley's in the office too, if I recall correctly. Leonidas Snow. Peter Stark, Sterling, Wayne. Daniel Smith. So they got Leonidas from 300. Is he the only 300 character? What's that say? Bridge Archer? Cam Smith. Do I actually remember? Looks like it, okay. Right next to each other, right? Oh, pretty sure they're right next to each other. Nope, I was wrong. Right there, dude. There you go. You got it. You got it. Told you guys I was bad at the matching game. My friend Mark, he made a game called Flipped that you guys can actually buy on thegamecrafter.com. FLIPD. And it's a matching game with a really cool and unique moveset or a rule set. And that game is complete matching with the additional extras to it. But I always forget the matching cards of it and just struggle. Like, I'll flip the same card over like 3 times. Okay, what's the Sin of Sloth? Yeah, at this point I'm likely feeling like I left some skulls behind, so I'm trying to see like if there's anywhere else to possibly go. I'm also feeling like I'm about to leave this place behind. And it was a good call because now I see that yes, there is much more to this level, including some skulls. Cool, we got all the skulls at the graveyard. Sweet. So even though we did sacrifice some, it's still counted as us getting all of them, so that's really cool. So we got the achievement for that. Because there's really nothing saying that you have to end the level with 20 skulls. You would think that, right? You would think that sacrificing those skulls would either mess that chance up for you for getting that, such as you'd have to do the level all over again. Or you think the game would give you more skulls as compensation. From a game like this, you'd think that about the more skulls, because this game's pretty forgiving. Okay, so we got the penultimate statue there for the sin. And maybe that's all I was doing was following the beam of light. I didn't think about that. Okay, we're at the last. And if you initiate this, I believe this is the boss fight. This boss I like to call TORIKO, with his knife and fork based offense, similar to the anime and manga character from Weekly Shonen Jump, TORIKO. Any Weekly Shonen Jump fans in the comments, go ahead and let me know. Let me know what your favorite Weekly Shonen Jump manga are. Let me know if you watch TORIKO. TORIKO is one of those ones I wanted to get into. Just never took the time to actually like I read the first couple of chapters, really enjoyed it. I like the art style of the manga better than I like the art style of the anime. The anime kind of makes it look like a little too cartoony. When the actual art style from the manga is like a little bit closer to like Fist of the North Star, a little bit like 80s muscle grit. The anime makes it look like really cartoony. A concept like TORIKO, where the premise is already quite outlandish, doesn't work as good when the visuals look like they do in the anime. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry about that. This fight is very confusing, as you can see. Like, I'm struggling with it, struggling to understand the premise of it. So he gives you a little bit of everything that you need to make this work. These enemies do too. These enemies keep you afloat, at least for a little while. I think at some point they stop giving you health, or they stop giving you as much health. Okay, so once you take all these guys out, you're gonna shift to the next phase where he's gonna make these pillars. And you do want to get on these pillars. You gotta jump into them. That's all. So, yep. As you can see, you gotta get his head to attack these pillars. And that's how you do damage to this boss. These piles will hurt you. These are just obstacles. You don't want to double jump over these, really? Yeah, see, now I'm figuring it out. You want to single jump over them. Because if you double jump over them, it's going to mess your timing up. Okay, it looks like I was wrong about these things give you less health. So maybe I was just taking constant damage in this fight. Yeah, there's still some boxes on the battlefield as well. If you really need help that bad, you can see some boxes in the background break. Okay, back in here. And this doesn't really get more difficult. It's gonna be the exact same, really. Only this part gets a little bit more difficult. There's more acid piles. This time, no minions. Oh, there we go. There are minions. So really easy fight. Honestly, you just gotta understand like what's going on. And with this, the easiest way is just to keep moving, keep the roll. You do have invincibility frames with the roll, and then hit L1 as you roll to hit the slimes and get that HP. You can avoid this by even just standing in the back, because his range is very limited on that attack. And this boss also, like classic Nintendo bosses, operates on the rule of 3. Damage the boss 3 times and you win. So that's the last one, and we should be done here. Got our trophy, the Hunger Killer. Now we must break the statue. See? There we go. We're unleashing calamities upon the world. Just casually. I think this ability wasn't as cool as I thought it was gonna be. But it is also cooler than I thought it would be. So I thought this ability was gonna be additional cooldown for the crow, or reduced cooldown for the crow. As in, I thought you'd get like multiple shots with the crow before it reset to cooldown. But that's not the ability. So that's why it's not as cool as I thought it would be, but you do get something that's probably a little bit cooler as far as entertainment and like flashiness and gameplay. But for me, the better utility would have been the multiple shots with the crow. I would have made better use of that.
The final leg of the journey has begun. Inside the expansive cemetery, Jack delves deep into a demonic neighborhood that lies within, filled with monsters, gargoyles, and the spirit of the dead. Jack meets with the Architect, an agent of the devil sent to deliver Jack to the wizard's destination with the power of the 7 deadly sins, long since plugged by humanity's virtuous knights. Destroying 6 of the idols, restricting the power of the sin, Jack slays the embodiment of gluttony itself to unseal the power of the sins, the greatest force of evil known throughout history. Using his great magic and the sin's power, the Architect constructed a portal to the far, far north, where the wizard now attempts to unlock the secrets of the amulet to usurp the devil's power. Time is certainly running out for Jack and his companions. If they cannot traverse the harsh and bitter north, the wizard's final defenses against the darkness, then he will fail in his mission.
The wizard is the true hero. Alright guys, well this is the end of this particular episode. I'm going to show off this new ability for a little bit though, it looks like. Yeah, this thing's really cool. So this is the crow I was talking about before. And yes, it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be, but it is cooler. It does take the place of a weapon slot. Anyway, that looks to be the end of the episode. I was trying to figure out what I was doing there. So I appreciate you guys for joining me. Hopefully you guys are taking care of yourselves and your loved ones. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Hope you guys are having a good weekday whenever I premiere this. I want you guys to enjoy your time. The holidays are coming up. Enjoy Halloween. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the month. So I want you guys to take care. Till next time, everybody. Peace.